Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and with the VCT Challengers kicking off in EMEA and North America, definitely some drama was hitting the timeline, especially around the Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves series that went down last night. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new as always, I'd really appreciate it. On the verge of 9,000 subs now. Just love to see it. I'm sure we'll hit it in the coming days. Firstly, there's some George Geddes. Angel will likely still be competing for FPX because of course there was some talk about him, testing positive. Was he actually going to be able to play? The match is online after all. Seems like he's well enough, so good news for FPX fans. I believe they are playing later today. We'll look at the fixtures at the end of the video, but before then, we've got plenty of games to dive into. The first one of which being Team Liquid versus Gambit in the EMEA side. This was a cracking game. Honestly, they did the scheduling quite well here to kick off the season with some very exciting matches in EMEA and North America both. So Team Liquid versus Gambit, here we were on Icebox, and honestly, the T side, the offensive side from Gambit was incredibly strong. They just hit A over and over again and just won everything. The actual round they played to win this entire game with the clutch they made in the 2 versus 4, whatever it was just insane. But yeah, Soulcast made a nice play to keep Team Liquid in the fight. They definitely made a bit of a comeback here, Liquid, but Gambit once again just seeming way too strong, right? And that's the thing, even with the ping situation online might not be being ideal for them, they just showed a different level of class in this series, especially from Chronicle. We go into the game 2 here on Breeze. This is a map which is heavily defensive sided right now. Gambit did pretty well on their offense, all things considered, but yeah, they bounced back nicely in this game too. Chronicle is just an absolute monster right now, and honestly, there was a lot of talk going into Champions, right? That, okay, Nats is the guy you want to keep your eyes out for on the Gambit side, but honestly, at that event, if anything, Nats definitely turned up in the final couple of rounds of the tournament, and of course, helped them get to the grand finals and almost win it against the Sens. They, of course, fell short in the end, but still, Chronicle was the guy over the course of the tournament, probably performing the most consistent. So far in this game, it seems like he's absolutely ridiculous in 2022 at least, and yeah, his stats this series were absurd, making a good case right now to maybe just be the best player in the game. He was using Chamber as well, which is very interesting, because not too many players using Chamber. Feels like it really fits his style. Certainly worked out for Gambit right here. 2-0 to Gambit. The Icebox was 13-9 in the end. They made a pretty crazy retake to win this one. Chronicle 20-11, just standard stuff. And then Breeze 13-8. Of course, defense really went their way towards the end. It felt like they were eventually going to find a way out of this series and pull away with it. And again, Chronicle 28-12. The overall series stats are just pretty absurd here. 48-23 over 2 maps for plus 25. If this guy had over a 2 KD, what's going on there? So this guy, yeah, well, definitely very difficult to stop right now. Gonna have to be some serious bounce back from the Liquid guys. But yeah, Gambit once again showing they mean business in this year. This also from Fnatic. They played next up against G2. Very interesting series, right? Because G2 coming in, of course, a team that had to go through the open qualifier, so it wasn't going to be so easy for them. Fnatic do take an early advantage. They then lose the Ascend actually game 2, despite being up 5-1 at this point. Felt like, okay, they're going to find a way to close this one out. G2 make a nice comeback on some of the defenses. They win this game, actually, they got up 6-1, of course, as you guys can see. Then they goes to a game 3 on Split, I believe, and they will end up winning that one as well. This just to mention, though, from the Fnatic side, because Brave have kind of, I believe their new pickup from Russia. There was some issue with his setup. He had to drive over to Redguard's house, or get over to Redguard's house, of course, player for Gambit, and actually will play from his setup effectively on this matchup and still manage to win, which I thought was really awesome. Great from Redguard to actually allow this to happen, right, and get the guy in and look after him and all this type of stuff. But also just the fact that he had effectively no warm-up and still managed to win this series. Pretty impressive from Fnatic, guys. Pretty good resilience on their end, I suppose. And yeah, these are the overall series stats. 58-42 from Mystic. Turko was pretty good as well. Definitely had his moments, and well, no one really standing out over at the G2 side. So a good start here for Fnatic. Definitely time for these other guys to turn it around. But in EMEA, it's pretty cutthroat because only the top 3 in the group go through to the playoffs, as you guys have been letting me know. Let's dive into this one then. So this is the North American side. The first game, again, it was a banger. Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves. Probably the most exciting game we are going to see, especially this week, especially between 2 of these top teams. In my opinion, this was kind of clear-cut. I thought that Cloud9, definitely the best team, at least, well, I would argue maybe the best team in North America right now. Statistically, they probably are. And also, just the way they play the game, it seems to be very solid and difficult to beat. 100 Thieves, their new roster in action for the very first time. Exciting to see. But yeah, game 1, it didn't really start out particularly well for them. Here on Split, there were a lot of moments really here where, okay, they had some chances, but yeah, shut down pretty dramatically. And Steel had a few words to say on exactly why that is the case. We'll have a look here in a second. There's some kind of similar issues with when he was on the team that are coming up once again, still with this new roster they have with babybay and Eccles, of course, now is the IGL on the team. But yeah, Cloud9 weren't, well, holding any punches back, right? They take a sizable advantage here on this game 1. And well, then towards the end of the game, honestly, 100 Thieves did bring it back on their defensive side. I think all things considered, 100 Thieves didn't play terribly here, right? At the end of the day, Cloud9, yes, they won the series pretty comfortably, but 100 Thieves, for their first ever showing, it wasn't too bad. And yeah, still there's obviously things to work on for these guys. They go down 1-0, they head over to Breeze. And Breeze is a pretty tough showing. there was a lot of talk actually from C9 after the fact. We'll have a look at some of the drama that went down on the timeline here about exactly why they picked Breeze on this game too. Like, what were they thinking? Like, all this type of stuff was going down. So as soon as there's a 0-2 against C9, that split thrifty round is so sad, right? They definitely had a chance, kind of lost to an Eco, and then things that went, well, sour from there most certainly. This also from zyppan, because Ethan tweeted out after the game one, don't think I've ever lost a match after losing first map in my whole career. Next map is Breeze. He was very confident they'd make the comeback and make it happen, but well, zyppan smoking on 100 Thieves booth back 2-0, no problem at all. This also from Leaf, right, because Ethan says the same thing, and it comes out, okay, that they 2-0 them relatively comfortably indeed. Tweet out a couple of other things as well about, you know, previous results the Leaf might have had up against Ethan and the guys. 2-0 plus wrong plus L plus easy, no problem at all. This also from Vanity, 2-0 100 Thieves. I think they did their veto throwing darts to pick them up, saying like, what are you guys playing at with this pick, right? I mean, unlucky, like you just got absolutely bodied by us towards the end of that series. Breeze ended up 13-6 in favor of Cloud9. This also from Sentinels' new roster, same 100 Thieves, right? So these guys were also getting involved in the timeline, because I mean, yeah, why not? Sentinels play later today, but yeah, get involved, throw a jab at 100 Thieves when the possibility is there. Nadra even says, I like all of your players too much to clap back on this awful tweet, but Zoms even comes out and kind of throws TenZ under the bus. TenZ is running the Twitter if you need someone to be mad at, right? So I somehow doubt that's the case, right? I thought it was pretty entertaining regardless. This also for Moose, this is kind of what was going down really, right? Losing a match in Valorant is 2 times worse than it was in Counter-Strike. That's the thing, in terms of Twitter drama and timeline stuff, CS is maybe a little bit more mature and respectful than what you see in Valorant. First you lose in the server, and then you get clowned on Twitter. It's absolutely scary out here. I thought that was pretty funny, all things considered. But I wanted to share this from Steel, right? Because of course he was the IGL for this 100 Thieves squad before they made a pretty serious roster change. They dropped him out of the team. Of course, Nitro was there. He became the IGL for a time. Now they've well made some more switch-ups. Neckles is the IGL. But Steel reckons that some similar issues he was facing when he was IGLing this team are still recurring once again, and well, the problems that's causing in the matchup.
There was a team that we played against on another map, Ascent maybe, where I said, okay, their comp is such and such that we cannot speed up, we cannot go fast, we have to go slow, we have to go and find out what their setup is, and we need to go and disarm their traps before we go and commit anywhere. We cannot do any fast reactions and speed up anywhere. And if we do that, we're going to get annihilated. And then we sped up into their traps and got annihilated. Very familiar vibes, right?
So not the worst performance ever from 100 Thieves, but still a lot to be worked on, I'm sure, for these guys. Ethan and Hiko kind of looking at each other right here, trying to make something happen. But yeah, we'll see. If they continue to perform like this and kind of fall short, like, of course, questions are going to be raised. They weren't particularly close to beating Cloud9 in this series, which I'm sure they would have wanted to be. This also from Sentinels. They are coming up, I believe, later today. They play their first game, contract signed at roster locked. Real Valorant starts tomorrow, they say, because I suppose saying, look, the matches that are going on today, who really cares about them? Cloud9 100 Thieves 2-0. I mean, yeah, zyppan plus 12 at the end of it. Like, yeah, not great series from a lot of the guys on the 100 Thieves side. Asuna did okay, but of course, statistics aren't necessarily everything KD-wise in terms of what was having impact on the game. Split was 13-10 for Cloud9, and then Breeze was 13-6. So on the whole, Cloud9 got the job done. When you start off like 7-1 on the T side of Breeze, it's not going to go particularly well for the other side of things. The final series of the day in the North American side was version 1 versus the Knights. And in fairness, the Knights have been really good as of late, and it's surprising to me to see version 1 just come out and completely body them. Like, yes, version 1 were favorites here, but Knights have been looking really good in some online tourneys and stuff like this lately, and in fairness, Banner did his best to make something happen right here on the Knight side. Like, well, made some crazy plays actually to just pop all these headshots, right? I mean, look at this. It's actually pretty disgusting, this entire clip, really. Like, that one tap was ridiculous, but that was what it took for Knights to actually even have a chance in this game. But even then, they get completely bodied in this series, and as Xander says, quick 2-0 versus Knights in VCT. Many more games to go, and this was that series just for you guys real quick. Ascent was 13-4, and then the game 2 was 13-2 on Icebox, so just completely brutal. And well, despite Ban making that pretty crazy play on the other side of things, doesn't have the greatest series. And I mean, yeah, look at the stats. They do not tell a pretty story. But these are the games later today. 100 Thieves next game, I believe, comes next week up against the Guards. But these are the games firstly in Europe, FPX versus Big, Supermassive Blaze versus Ascent going on earlier in the day. And then in the North American side, Sentinels versus NRG and the Guard versus Luminosity. It only says 12 AM because it's a UK time, but it's still Sentinels NRG, that's exciting. The Guard LG, also exciting. Really excited about how this is going in North America, but very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. Others like you should see it as well, and upgrade the competitive Valorant community. Thank you much as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, you give up Sage. I feel like it would be annoying on defense, bro. Triple armbot on this map with turret.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That wasn't a wall bang?
Doesn't get the ace, but my goodness, that was pretty to watch.
All right, well,
That
it's
was
11-1 at least.
fun.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
possessed.
the problem, the F is, he's
tired,
playing
dude.
a corner there, but easily tradable.
Gonna try it, I have no clue.
One and done position.
Yeah.
So, nice. Great flank. Great way. You saw how methodical they were on that flank. You saw how Ben
Holy
was there was nobody up tube. That type of
I've
thing
never
before
tried this
they can
crosshair, but it looks tempting to try. A little circle.
This is just beautiful. Bang.
Oh, I would lose it when I used it.